You're watching the SEC on ESPN. A blustery day at Kemry Family Stadium in Norman, and the 14th game in a 17-game homestand for the 9th-ranked Oklahoma Sooners. It's also their final midweek test before jumping into SEC play this weekend against Texas A&M. It is the 41st all-time meeting between the Sooners and the UT Arlington Mavericks, with the Sooners having won 8 straight games in the series dating back to 2014. Great to be with you solo today. I'm Chad McKee. This game was rescheduled from yesterday. There was some really strong storms in the Norman area last night, so they elected to postpone this game until a 3 o'clock Wednesday start. And as the storms have passed through, but the wind has stayed, we have very gusty north winds today at about 25 to 35 miles per hour. It's a rare day that you really want to be on the mound here in Norman, Oklahoma. That's because the wind is blowing in at such a high clip, it's going to impact things, blowing baseballs toward the right field corner this afternoon. And just a rarity that you see it from this direction this time of the year. Oklahoma's offense has not been shut down by very much this year. They've outscored opponents by 102 runs. They've outscored their foes 152 to 50 this year. Double-figure runs in 9 of 16 games and averaging 9.5 runs per game. As Oklahoma started the season with 7 straight games of 10 runs per more, and you see they have out-hit their opponents 57 to 27 in the extra base hits category. The UTA is a team no stranger to playing against highly rated competition, and in fact winning. The Mavericks beat then number 7 TCU 11-8. They had a 9-run inning there. Then they went to Fayetteville against number 8 Arkansas and won the opener of a 3-game series against the Razorbacks. We will see if that offense can get sparked here for the Mavericks as they're set to go against Oklahoma right-hander Michael Catalano. And first up for the Mavs today is going to be Harold Laraquente. He's in, taking the first pitch, and it's ball 1. Laraquente, the shortstop. He'll be followed by Xavier Melendez, Zach Mazik, and then Xavier McAfee, the top 4 in the order. Right-hander versus left-hander. This pitch is swatted into straightaway center field. The wind's really going to knock that down, and it dunks out into shallow left center field. It'll be a leadoff single for Harold Laraquente as the Mavericks gets things going. Wind's going to impact just about everything here today. Let's look at the full lineup for Mike Trapasso and the Mavs today. Laraquente aboard. Xavier Melendez had an excellent weekend against ULM. 7 of 14 with 4 runs driven in. Mazik, McAfee, Knott, Kalen Digert, Jackson Hill, Noah Fields, and Hank Harp. And the Mavs will have a former Oklahoma pitcher on the mound today. Ty Zarodnik, at least for the first inning to 2 innings. Ty Zarodnik had a redshirt year here in Norman back in 2024. Here's Xavier Melendez with a man at first and nobody out. Melendez is a senior from Odessa Permian High School, went to Midland College. As you see, Catalano throws over a couple of times. It's Dayton LaChance holding against the runner, Laraquente. Outfield is straight away but very shallow with the wind coming in. That pitch over the inside edge. Our plate umpires Lance Barnes. Seth Buckminster is the third base umpire. Brandon Mizzen is the second base up, and Christopher Griffith is down the line at first base. You see Melendez, he spent a couple of years at Midland College. Another throw over by Catalano. Batted .317 last year with 5 home runs, did Melendez. This year, no home runs just yet. Catalano deals. And a fastball misses a little bit inside. It's going to be low to mid-90s on the fastball for Michael Catalano. You see the numbers on Melendez. This is a team that Mike Trapasso said maybe they have not hit quite as well as they expected to this year. A little bit disappointing. They have some veteran hitters in the lineup, and some haven't produced. This one, though, is shot through the right side. A base hit for Melendez. And the first 2 batters have reached for the Mavericks against Michael Catalano. Base hits by Laraquente and Melendez. And the tables are set. So Catalano's going to have to work out of some trouble in this first inning. Michael Catalano, 1-1 record. This is his 4th appearance, his 2nd start. Numbers are a little bit inflated because of one tough outing against Arizona State. And that midweek matchup, really the wind was the exact opposite of what we have this afternoon. It was gusting out to left field at 25 to 35 miles per hour. So the numbers got up a little bit for Catalano, but he was very good as a freshman last year, coming out of the bullpen out of Frisco, Texas, Frisco High School. And bunt shown here by Mazik, and he takes it down and in. 1 ball and no strikes. First 2 men have reached for the Mavs. They look to get on the board first, trying to snap an 8-game losing streak to the Sooners. This one is bunted. It'll be the pitcher Catalano fielding and firing to the second baseman Branch covering. So a successful sacrifice moves Lara Quinte and Melendez into scoring position. The Mavs elect to sacrifice with their catcher and number 3 hitter. And they have 2 runners in scoring position to try to get on the board. Xander McAfee, the center fielder, will be the batter. McAfee out of Fort Worth, Southwest Christian High School. Spent 2 seasons at McLennan Junior College, where he played for Oklahoma coach Skip Johnson's son, Tyler, there for a couple of years. Tyler's now on the staff at Dallas Baptist. They were here in Norman in the midweek last week. 1-0 the count with 1 down and the men at second and third. Swinging a foul tip. Pretty good looking slider there from Michael Catalano. Xander McAfee batted .359 last year, 5 home runs. The 1-1 from Catalano in there for a called strike 2. Skip Johnson talking about midweek starters. They can be so challenging to come by. Collegiate baseball. Multiple reasons that you could point to for that. As Catalano deals the 1-2 pitch upstairs. You know, coming up through playing youth and travel ball teams, guys just don't pitch 6, 7, 8 innings on a regular basis. But he said you'd like your midweek guy to be a future weekend starter. A guy that you're kind of grooming for one of those spots on the weekend. Ground ball back up the middle. Willits will get to it. The throw's on target over to first base. Crossing the plate is Lara Quinte. And the Mavericks get on the board first. It'll be an RBI ground out by Xander McAfee. And 1-0 UT Arlington here in the first. So the back-to-back hits by Lara Quinte and Melendez. The sacrifice by Mazik. And Xander McAfee drives in the run. Now 2 down with Melendez down at third, and the batter will be the right fielder, Preston Knott. First pitch in there. On the outer half, 0-1. So Catalano has kind of found his footing after giving up the hits to Lara Quinte and Melendez. In his 0-1 pitch here to Preston Knott. Is a little too tall. Knott is a grad student, began his collegiate career at Northwestern, and this is his first season at UTA. Leads the Mavericks with a .419 on-base percentage and 9 runs scored. And the 1-1 way out in front of that one as Catalano pulled the string on him there. Preston Knott coming back home to play this year, his final season of college baseball from Arlington Martin. Catalano's 1-2. Did he check his swing? They will appeal, and no swings. His third base umpire Seth Buckminster. So the count rolls to 2-2 on Preston Knott. Catalano's 2-2 breaking pitch lifted toward left field in foul ground, and it'll be pushed out of play up onto the hill. Stays 2-2. The Oklahoma pitching staff last week in the midweek against Dallas Baptist, they shut out DBU for the first time this season, but it was 8 pitchers combining for the 9 innings, and the Sooners gave only 3 hits. And as Skip was talking about, if you don't have a midweek starter, that's kind of the way you want it in the midweek. to shut down a good attack like DBU. Another 2-2 pitch, again fouled back by Preston Knott. He said the Sooners really haven't had a midweek starter since Jake Bennett. Before COVID, Jake Bennett's now with the Red Sox. Oklahoma going to have many arms in the big leagues this year. Cade Horton with the Cubs, Kate Cavalli certain to be a big part of things as well. And I mentioned Jake Bennett. This pitch is a called strike 3 to Preston Knott. Inning over. So Catalano gives up 2 base hits to start the inning, and the Mavs lead 1-0. We'll give you the Sooner batting lineup as we head to the bottom of the first next. There's a former Oklahoma Sooner left-hander Ty Zarodnik. He'll start today for UT Arlington. We'll see how far he goes. Both these coaches feeling like it'll be a whole staff type of a situation today. But Zarodnik spent a redshirt season in Norman back in 2024. 6'7", sophomore lefty out of Keller, Texas, Keller High School. And this is his second season with the Mavericks. 18 appearances last year, 24 innings, and had an ERA of 6. But he pitches with a lead here as the lefty goes through his warm-up tosses. RBI ground out by Xander McAfee, getting UT Arlington on the board to start things this afternoon. Once again, we got the wind blowing in at 25 to 35 miles per hour. We'll see about Oklahoma's offense, as UT Arlington had 2 men aboard and was able to get the first 2 men on and one of them in to take this 1-0 lead. See the numbers, ERA of 3, 9 innings total so far. He'll go against this lineup thrown out there by Skip Johnson and Reggie Willits today. Brendan Brock, then Camden Johnson and Dayton LaChance. What a weekend he had. 7 of 14, 3 doubles, 4 runs batted in, and 4 walks for Dayton LaChance in the Santa Clara series. Then it's Jackson Willits and Trey Gamble. Drew Dickerson DHing. He'll bat 6th. Nolan Stevens, Kyle Branch, and Jason Walk round out the 9 for the Sooners and try to respond, trailing 1-0. In is Brendan Brock. And the first pitch is in there for a called strike. Brendan Brock off to a very good start. In fact, the Sooners bringing in Brendan Brock and Dayton LaChance at the catcher position to try to replace one of the best that Oklahoma's ever had in Easton Carmichael, who was a 3rd-round draft pick. And you don't just replace him, but certainly with LaChance and Brendan Brock, that has softened the blow. They've been excellent. Splitting time behind the plate. And Skip Johnson said, don't know where we would be, honestly, without Brendan Brock and Dayton LaChance, as Brock slashes this one foul. They've been versatile catchers. They receive very well. And they've also been able to play other positions, so you can keep their bats in the lineup on a regular basis. Can play some of the corner outfield spots, first base and DH. And that's just made Oklahoma's lineup more formidable, being able to have 2 of the best bats in there in Brock and LaChance, despite them both really being catchers. 2-2 here to Brendan Brock. Fastball misses a little bit up and away, and a full count. So Brock doing the catching today. They have split equal time, have LaChance and Brock. Coming into the game, they had each caught 8 times. This is the 9th time that Brock's been behind the plate, and LaChance will be at first base today. This one is fouled back. Oklahoma getting into SEC play coming up this weekend. Looking forward to having Texas A&M in town. Get things started up. Here's a payoff pitch. Inside, ball 4. Another thing Oklahoma has done very well this year. They have stolen bases with regularity since Reggie Willits came aboard as offensive coordinator, and they walk a lot. Brendan Brock strolls down there at first. 11th time that he has walked. They got 5 guys in the regular lineup who have walked 10 or more times. So here's Camden Johnson. Camden Johnson has come in as a transfer from Wichita State. Super athletic guy down at 3rd base. Had an inside the park home run a couple of weekends ago in the Gonzaga series. But he is just a dynamic type of player at the plate, in the field, and on the base paths. The kind that Skip Johnson and Reggie Willits love having in this Oklahoma offensive style. Chaos. 1-1 to Camden Johnson. "23 runs scored. That's 10th in the SEC. And 2-1 the count. Two home runs, 8 runs driven in with a .308 batting average for Camden Johnson. And that'll roll the count to 3-1. So Zarodnik has issued the walk to Brendan Brock and fallen behind Camden Johnson. Oklahoma trying to set the tables to have a big inning. A little bit of a low throw over there. Noah Fields is holding against Brendan Brock. Oklahoma 49 of 54 in the stolen base department this year. And Brendan Brock, though he's a catcher, runs very well. I feel like that's offensive to catchers, so let's just say he runs very well. He's 9 out of 10 in the stolen base department this year. In fact, that 9 steals is second on this Sooner team to the man at the plate, Camden Johnson, who has stolen 14 bags. This pitch, hard hit ground ball to the second baseman Melendez. He goes to the shortstop, Lara Quinte, for 1. And beating the rap at first is Camden Johnson. Brendan Brock retired at second. And Johnson safe at first on the fielder's choice play. Zarodnik gets what he wanted, and that's a ground ball on the infield. So here is Dayton LaChance. Also had a good weekend series against Santa Clara. 6 multi-RBI games this year. Sooners have played 16 games, and he has had a multi-RBI game in 6 of those this year. Had a 3-hit game on Sunday against Santa Clara and leads Oklahoma with a hefty .417 batting average that has him in the top 10 in the SEC to start the year as he lifts this one fouling out of play. 1-1 is the count on Dayton LaChance. Dayton, native of Sherbrooke, Quebec, Canada. He came in from McLennan Community College, where he hit 21 home runs and was a first-team junior college All-American last year. Hits this one in the air. Wind's going to blow it back toward the infield. Shortstop Lara Quinte calls for it, drifts back in and squeezes out number 2. And Camden Johnson stays put right there at first base. Zarodnik gets a couple of big outs and now deals with his former teammate, Jackson Willits. Steady, consistent Oklahoma shortstop Jackson Willits, batting .326. The real power numbers haven't started just yet, but you feel like they will. 1 homer, 16 driven in, showing bunt. And that brings the third baseman Hank Harp in a little bit, kind of got Harp's attention. Willits just approaches it like a pro. Been really good. Skip Johnson happy to have the consistency and approach of Jackson Willits in the lineup on a regular basis. 2-0 the count to Jackson now. Jackson Willits drove in a run in each of Oklahoma's first 10 games this year, as the Sooners started 8-0 with those 7 straight double-figure scoring games. And Jackson Willits was helping propel that. 3-0 the count on Jackson. 2 gone. Mavericks got 2 base hits and an RBI groundout to take the lead in the first. And there's ball 4. 4-pitch walk extends the inning. Second walk issued by Zarodnik. And so Camden Johnson moves up a base. Trey Gamble with an opportunity. Tying runners in scoring position for the Sooners. And Trey takes a strike. Gamble, another one of those veteran type of guys. They call him Unc. Steady, consistent, 24 years of age, and that maturity certainly rubs off on teammates, younger guys. Skip Johnson has talked about this freshman class, which he's as excited about as any freshman class that he can remember, certainly in his time at Oklahoma. And it helps to have guys like this to be around the freshmen every single day. 1-1 pitch. Fastball in there for a strike. 1-2 to Gamble. Mavericks are just slightly shifted, you would say. The shortstop, Lara Quente, is more up the middle. And the second baseman, Melendez, is shifted more toward right field with the left-handed hitter at the plate. 2 balls and 2 strikes now on Gamble. Walked 49 times last year. And he was on the all-regional team in the Chapel Hill Regional for the Sooners last year. .556 on-base percentage is top 10 in the SEC. And it's patient at bats like this one that'll become the norm for Trey Gamble. Already activity out in the UT Arlington bullpen out in right field, but we expected that. A lot of pitchers, and there's ball 4. So 3 walks in the inning, and back-to-back to Willits and Gamble, and the bases are loaded. Big opportunity for Drew Dickerson. Bases loaded and 2 down. And Zarodnik's going to work back out of the windup. You see the numbers. Dickerson not in the lineup every day, but produces when called upon. And takes the first pitch fastball there. Drew Dickerson, a couple of home runs, 12 runs driven in. Consider this is the 12th game in which he's played, and he's driven in 12 runs. Take that production. 1-1. Popped up down the right field line, and the north wind is going to push this one well out of play. Blows over toward the former visitors' bullpen. If you haven't been out to Kimry Family Stadium, the ongoing improvements that are a part of things already looking sharp with the clear fencing all the way around except for the batter's eye wall out in center field. But the bullpens are now just outside right field and left field as Dickerson swats another one foul. You can see the bullpens. They've been occluded in years past. Got the visitors out there in right. And you can see the fans out there in right center just outside the wall. You can bring your lawn chairs and walk down there. There's a little gravel set out for you. Dickerson swings through that one, and the inning is over. Big strikeout for Ty Zarodnik, and Oklahoma leaves the bases loaded. 1-0 UT Arlington on top, headed to the second. 8 straight wins in the series with UT Arlington for Oklahoma, including a season ago. There is Jason Walk scoring the game-winning run on the game-winning walk-off base hit by Easton Carmichael. It was so good they stole his shirt. It's okay. What a player Easton Carmichael was. Easton drafted by the Pittsburgh Pirates as the 82nd pick in the 3rd round this past spring. And Oklahoma has replaced him quite well, as we talked about with Dayton LeChance and Brendan Brock. The all-time series game number 41. Sooners haven't lost to UT Arlington in now 12 years. Coming into this one, they play on a pretty regular basis. Sometimes they'll play home and away. But UT Arlington nearly every year makes the venture up here to Norman. Mavs have a 1-0 lead. Kalen Dygert offers at that first pitch. Michael Catalano back out for the Sooners. Gave up the 2 hits to start the game. And Lara Quente came in to score on the RBI single by Xander McAfee. It is Dygert, Jackson Hill, and Noah Fields, scheduled hitters for the Mavs. The 0-2 just missed. Fastball, a little bit elevated. And 1-2 the count. Kalen Dyergett is out of Magnolia, Texas. Magnolia West. He's one of the very good two-way players on this UT Arlington team. That one is fouled back. We talked about the Arkansas win that UT Arlington had. He was excellent in their win against the Razorbacks on the mound. Complete game shutout that he pitched. And he's been very good at the plate this year. Third season at UTA. And he's been a two-way guy the whole time. There have been times when maybe he struggled here or there, but steady and consistent on the mound and at the plate. Swung on and missed. Catalano has his second strikeout. Just a fastball at the belt from the Sooners sophomore from Frisco, Texas. Pitched 2 innings, as we talked about Oklahoma's midweek win against Dallas Baptist last week, and he got the win. He was the only Sooner pitcher to pitch more than 1 inning. And he came in relief in that game, was the guy who got the win. He was very good out of the bullpen for Skip Johnson last year as a freshman. He pitched in 22 appearances, did Catalano. Opponents batted only .232 against him. Here's Jackson Hill taking a strike, and it's 0-2. Good looking breaking pitch that time from Catalano. Jackson Hill, junior out of Keller, Texas, Keller High School. 0-2 is up and away. We'll see how long Catalano goes this afternoon. There's a little bit of activity out in the Sooner pen. I think both coaching staffs just want to have somebody at the ready and kind of see how far the guy they have out there can get. But plan on seeing a bunch of arms both ways today. As 2-2 is the count. Sooners will have Texas A&M, as we mentioned, coming in Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. First time the Aggies have been in Norman since 2011, when both schools were members of the Big 12. Here's the 2-2, just missed. Outside, full count. And there's ball 4. First walk issued by Catalano. And the third base runner for the Mavericks, Jackson Hill, draws the 1-out walk. And Skip Johnson makes the walk out of the Sooner dugout. We will see who else Skip Johnson wants to go with. He's had some reliable guys out of the pen this year. Caden Leon is a guy who's become very counted upon. Reed Hensley and has had his moments as well. And then the last 4 games, Jackson Cleveland as a closer. Remains to be seen if he'll continue to close. I think the Sooners have multiple options depending upon some matchups to be able to close for them this year. Also Jason Bowden, good out of the pen this year. That was just a little conversation, a get-right talk. And a quick one between Skip and Catalano. Noah Fields ready to stand in, the first baseman for UT Arlington. Ball 1 misses low. Fields is a double transfer. Spent a couple of years at Tacoma Community College and then last year Bellevue College. And now he's a Mav. He's originally out of Keller, Texas. As this pitch is swung on and missed, one hop throw goes off the glove of the second baseman Branch, and it'll be a stolen base for Jackson Hill. So man in scoring position now. If he fields it on the hop, perhaps the out is recorded, but Jackson Hill swipes the base. That is his second stolen base on the year. He's perfect 2 for 2. And a 1-2 count here on Noah Fields. Swing and a miss. Catalano gets a big strikeout with a man in scoring position. That's his third strikeout. First couple had been on fastballs. That one, Catalano gets out in front and deals a nasty little slider out of the strike zone. So 3 strikeouts for Catalano. Here's the number 9 batter, third baseman Hank Harp. Couldn't hold up. Good pitch again from Michael Catalano. Harp batting at 250. Got some debris that's blown out onto the field. That might be a problem all day. North wind, 25 miles per hour, blowing everything toward first base. Toward the stands and the press box. The 0-1 misses a little bit downstairs. While Oklahoma continues in a quest to have a midweek starter, of course, it's not as much needed once you get into conference play, but Oklahoma's weekend starters have been excellent this year. Catalano's 1-1 pitch is in there and a called strike 2. One-two, swung on and missed. Fastball kind of tailing away from Hank Harp. So Catalano strikes out the side, as it turns out, in the second. He did give up the walk, but a man left. And 1-0 UT Arlington on top. Michael Catalano pumping it past hitters. He's got 4 strikeouts in the first 2 innings he's worked on the mound. Ninth season at the helm of this Sooner program. Prior to that, the pitching coach, and reached the College World Series championship game. Defeated in that final by Ole Miss. Made that great run. They've been back to the NCAA tournament 2023 and 2024 and 2025. Won the Big 12 title on the way out the door and hosted a regional for the first time since 2010. And then last year back to the NCAA regionals at North Carolina. His team pitching it very well on the weekends. Certainly looking forward to having Texas A&M come to town. Looking for the offense to kind of get back into a groove. Sooners without a home run for their last 4 games after getting off to such a great start. Nolan Stevens will lead things off. Lower third of the lineup. And a new pitcher, Merrick Sears, another left-hander, is out there for the Mavericks. 1-0 pitch is inside to Nolan Stevens. So just 1 inning today for Ty Zarodnik. As you see, Nolan Stevens, Elk Grove, California native. Couple of home runs for the Mississippi State transfer. 2-0 over the outer half. And Nolan Stevens came to Mississippi State, wanted to be a Sooner. It was an easy sales job. His brother Grant is pitching development coach at Oklahoma after a career as a Sooner himself. 2 balls and 2 strikes now to Nolan Stevens. There you see the 6'3" lanky lefty, Merrick Sears. Already his 8th appearance. That's a shot foul past third. And 2-2 the count. So Merrick Sears is on his 4th collegiate stop, but really hasn't pitched all that much. This is his 5th year overall in those 4 stops. And you see he's been good out of the bullpen for Mike Trapasso and the Mavs so far this year. Ground ball to the second baseman, Melendez. And 1 down in the second. Merrick Sears is out of Ferndale, California. And kind of interesting for him. Spent a redshirt year in 2021 at Washington State as Kyle Branch, the Sooners' second baseman, is in. Merrick Sears actually has pitched against Oklahoma before as he deals downstairs. So 2021, Merrick Sears was at Washington State for a redshirt year, then Wabash Valley, and 2 seasons at Houston in 2023 and 2024. But his only appearance in 2 years at Houston was against Oklahoma, as this one is grounded to the shortstop, Lara Quinte, and he throws out Kyle Branch quickly, 2 up and 2 down in the Sooners' second. So a lot of stops, a lot of time in school, but not much pitching for Merrick Sears. And with the bases empty and 2 gone, he will work to the Sooner center fielder, Jason Walk. The guy the Sooners would like to see get going a little bit, Jay Walk, driven in a couple of runs. Just going to take that one hit, that one play. Had a very good couple of years as a Sooner. 9 home runs a season ago, 13 doubles. Batted .281 the year before. 2-0 the count here on Walk. Top of the order is on deck. UT Arlington getting a run on an RBI ground out by Xander McAfee in the top of the first. Oklahoma left the bases loaded in the bottom of the first, all on walks. Walk takes this one downstairs. Walk has played a little second base this year as he draws the 2-out walk in the second to roll the lineup over to the top. And if he can start getting on base and creating a little more havoc out there on the base paths. That's the 9th time that Walk has walked. 5 out of 7 in the stolen base department this year. And the top of the order, Brendan Brock is in. He walked his first time. Brendan Brock, we talked about Dayton LaChance. He was Brendan Brock, a junior college All-American catcher. LaChance was first team, Brock was second team last year, and they are both Sooners. But Brendan Brock hit 20 home runs last year in junior college. He leads the Sooners with 4 this year. The ball into strike, and big catchers too. Brock's about 6'3", LaChance is 6'5". He chased Walk back in with the throw over. In the air to left. Wind going to get all over this one for Jackson Hill. He has to go over and misplays that ball. It's going to fall in. Walk will stop at third, and the wind is going to be a problem for everybody in the outfield. That looked like a routine fly ball, but the wind just beat it back, and it dunks in shallow left field. Brendan Brock takes second base. When you make contact with that, you think you are OUT. Walk was moving there, and he'll wind up down at third base. The Sooners will get credit for a base hit there. It'll be a double for Brendan Brock, and here's Camden Johnson. Golden opportunity here with 2 down. Camden Johnson grounded out his first time. Goes as double number 5 for Brendan Brock this year. And an 0-2 count here on Camden Johnson. So Merrick Sears knows he should be out of the inning. There's his 0-2, lined sharply foul off the back screen. So Oklahoma has SEC play starting. By the way, this is the only game in the SEC today. The Sooners will get a day off before 22nd ranked Texas A&M comes to town. Walk's going to try to steal home, and he does. We're tied. Jason Walk caught him asleep at the wheel, and he steals home to tie this game at 1 apiece. And that's the danger when he is on base. Merrick Sears, the left-hander. Of course, lefties have their back to third base. And Walk just timed it up perfectly. Took off and scores to tie this game at 1. There's ball 1 outside to Camden Johnson. So the walk comes home to roost in the form of Jason Walk as he swipes home. One-two is rolled to the first baseman, Fields. He'll flip it over to the pitcher, Sears, to get the final out. But Oklahoma ties it as Jason Walk steals home, and it's 1 apiece, headed to the third at Kimry Family Stadium in Norman. Passo's in his second season as the head coach at UT Arlington. He was the lead assistant to Clay Van Hook prior to that. 20 seasons as a head coach at Hawaii. Past assistant coach at Georgia Tech, South Florida, and Missouri, and played at Oklahoma State in the mid-1980s. He has been around the game a lot. He's in the Greater St. Louis Baseball Hall of Fame. He was a 4-time MLB draft pick as a player and played in the Braves and Cardinals organizations. Said he really likes this team. He said they've kind of taken 2 steps forward and 1 step back with their progress this year, but they still have a lot of time left until they open WAC play. They don't even open conference play until they face Tarleton State on April the 2nd. Skip Johnson goes to his bullpen to start things here in the third. It is Isaac Williams in from the pen, the junior, and a transfer from UCF and Jacksonville University. Spent his freshman year at Jacksonville University and then redshirt sophomore year at UCF last year. Just 10 2/3 innings pitched a season ago at UCF. He's out of Fleming Island, Florida. And Skip Johnson going to approach this with multiple bullpen arms. Johnny Holstaff, as they say. And the second guy utilized will be Isaac Williams. He will face the top of the order. Harold Laraquente had a base hit and then scored the UT Arlington run on a ground out by Xander McAfee in the first. Michael Catalano pitches 2 innings for the Sooners today. 2 innings, 4 strikeouts for him. As Laraquente fouls this one out. Catalano with 4 strikeouts and a walk in his 2 innings on the bump today. Laraquente, then Melendez and Mazik. And 1-2 the count. So Oklahoma's weekend starters have been up there with any group in the country this year. Between Cameron Johnson, LJ Mercurius, and freshman Cord Rager. 62 2/3 innings pitched between those guys. A record of 9-1. 88 strikeouts, 17 walks. They've given up 13 earned runs is all between those 3. And so the Sooners will have them naturally when Texas A&M comes. But LJ Mercurius is 4-0, leads the SEC with a .39 earned run average. As that pitch misses inside. And Sent Laraquente kind of moving back out of the way of it. Williams 2-2. Headed toward left field, and Gamble will have to play that one on a hop. 2 for 2 is Harold Laraquente, the leadoff man, doing his job. And in fact, the Mavericks have had the leadoff man aboard in all 3 innings today. 3 hits for UTA, 2 of the 3 by Laraquente. And now here's Melendez, who had the other hit. Downstairs to Xavier Melendez. They've been pleased with Melendez this year. Have the Mavs. Laraquente started towards second base and then put the brakes on as Melendez takes a strike. And another throw over. Fans in Norman can kind of get a little 2-for-1 today as Oklahoma softball is hosting a game tonight at 6:30. About the time this one is going to end, you would expect. On the move is Laraquente, and a one-hop throw is a dart by Brendan Brock. And Laraquente is thrown out stealing. 1 away. Perfect little hop off of that turf at the seam. And the tag applied by the shortstop Willits. Both of these Sooner catchers, Brock and LaChance, receive it well and throw very well. They're really big athletic catchers and are hard to run against. This one is downstairs to Xavier Melendez, and 3-1 now to the Mavericks second baseman. .94-mile-an-hour fastball that time from Isaac Williams. And a full count on Melendez. And the payoff is spoiled. Fouled back. Chased a high fastball. And Melendez is down swinging. 2 gone. And the first strikeout for Isaac Williams, the 5th for Oklahoma pitching so far today. High heat for the second out. And Zach Mazik, the catcher, will be the batter. He laid down a sacrifice that helped with the scoring in the first inning, because the run scored on an RBI groundout. And had that runner not been at third, they would not have scored. There's a strike. Williams back with an 0-1 that's upstairs. Swung through a 1-1 fastball, and it's a ball and 2 strikes now. Slow roller towards short. Willits going to have to hump it, and he does. Strong throw as he was moving away from first base. And Jackson Willits right on target. Nobody left and nothing across. 1-1 between Oklahoma and UTA, headed to the last of 3. Headed to the bottom of the third. Chad McKee flying solo today for this one. Rescheduled from last night, so a 3 o'clock first pitch today. Oklahoma's offense through 16 games. We showed you off the top about 9.5 runs per game. That's better than a run and a half more than a season ago. Hits are about the same. Extra base hits are about the same, but a few more walks. In fact, Oklahoma with 29 more walks than they had. So that'll help to produce a couple of more runs. And as we said, they opened the season with 7 straight games of double-figure runs. It looked like they were going to score double-figure runs in every single game. And so the offense has gotten cranked up. Haven't hit a home run in their last 4 games after homering in 10 of the first 12. And going to be difficult to poke one out of here today. But the offense has been very good. We'll face another new arm. We've talked about it. It's going to be the whole staff situation. Landon Murphy, freshman right-hander from Carrollton, Texas, Prestonwood Christian Academy, comes out of the pen. He is the third pitcher. It was Tyzer Rodnick and then Merrick Sears. And now this tall, hard-throwing right-hander started Saturday against ULM. So he's had a few days off and now gets back after it against Oklahoma today. Now the SEC with the addition of Oklahoma and Texas, now you basically have one less non-conference weekend than prior to it. And so you jump right into conference play quickly. I mean, you basically get 4 non-conference weekends before you dive right into SEC play, as the Sooners will this weekend. Dayton LaChance, the batter, popped up to the shortstop, Laura Quinte, his first time. 408 hitter leading the Sooners. 19 runs driven in. And that one breezes up around the hard hat of Dayton LaChance. There's the 1-1, swatted foul. Out of play and a ball and 2 strikes to the Sooner first baseman today. Dayton LaChance making his 6th start at first base. He's DH'd once and 8 starts at catcher. I'm talking about the versatility of these catchers, LaChance and Brendan Brock, allowing both of them to stay in the lineup on a regular basis, and you don't have to play one of them at DH. Can get more availability for other players. And just a more versatile lineup for Reggie Willits to be able to throw out there. 2-2 the count here on LaChance. You wonder when the power is going to come, as we talked about. 21 home runs last year. This one is bounced foul outside of third base. Sooners right there in the SEC standings. SEC has 11 teams in the top 25 by Division I baseball. 6 of the top 9 in college baseball, according to D1 baseball, are in the SEC. The 2-2 pitch to LaChance rolled off his foot, foul. So you've got Texas unbeaten, 16-0. They're number 2. Mississippi State having a resurgent year. They're 3rd. And then you've got Arkansas 5th this week. Georgia 8th, and the Sooners are 9th. 2-2 to LaChance. Just missed. Weekend series are going to be fun. Tennessee, 19th ranked Tennessee, will be at 8th ranked Georgia. Alabama at 21st ranked Kentucky. And maybe the marquee one is number 3 Mississippi State in Fayetteville to take on 5th ranked Arkansas. As that pitch is too tall, and Dayton LaChance goes to first with a leadoff walk in the 3rd. So Landon Murphy comes in from the UTA bullpen and gives up a free pass. That is the 4th walk issued by Maverick pitching so far today. And here's the switch hitting Sooner shortstop, Jackson Willits, batting left-handed against this right-hander. He batted right-handed against the lefty Zarodnik back in the first, and he drew a walk. Dayton LaChance leads away at first base. LaChance has not attempted a stolen base this season, but a big athletic guy as he leads off the back, held on over there by Fields. Willits pops this one up into shallow center field. Wind blowing it toward right field, and who's going to get it? It'll be the second baseman, Xavier Melendez. And everybody had to have a look at that ball. I mean, you got McAfee, the center fielder, the shortstop, Lara Quinte, right fielder, Preston Knott, thinking, do I need to come get this? And Melendez finally squeezes it for the first out. So here's Trey Gamble. He drew a walk his first time. Could be two. Right to Melendez. He'll flip to Lara Quinte, and the throw is dropped. This came out of the glove of Noah Fields. And so Gamble will be safe at first base. Jackson Willits is cut down on the fielder's choice play. It looked like Fields just took his eye off of it. He said, where is it? Cannot assume a double play there. The Sooners will try to take advantage of a gift, though. Here's Drew Dickerson. First pitch is in there. Fastball about 88 miles an hour to Dickerson, who struck out his first time. That was against Zarodnik. And the 0-1 is down and in. That one will be well out of play down the right field line. One and two count here on Drew Dickerson. There goes the runner, Gamble, and the fly ball to right is caught by Preston Knott for the final out. A walk and a man left for the Sooners, and we're tied at 1, headed to the 4th inning in Norman. Stadium in Norman, wind is blowing in at about 25 to 35 miles per hour. And here's a look at our game summary. UT Arlington, a run, 3 hits, no errors. Oklahoma, a run, a hit, and no errors. Johnny Holstaff so far. Xander McAfee, RBI groundout for the Mavericks in the first. The Sooners, Jason walked, advanced to third, and then stole home to tie this game. And we've seen now 5 pitchers, 3 utilized by UT Arlington. Isaac Williams is the second, utilized by Skip Johnson and the Sooners today. Here's McAfee, who drove in the run with a ground out to the shortstop Willits in the first. 1-1, 93-mile-an-hour fastball. And this one is slashed foul. Count will go to 1-2. We talk about Oklahoma and needing a midweek starter. just approach it with the Johnny Hole staff, but it's really a compliment to Skip Johnson's pitcher's development and what he's been able to do. As the 1-2 pitch is hitting the hole between third and short. Willits backhands, leaps, one-hop throw, not quite in time. And so McAfee has a leadoff single in the fourth. Willits did all that he could do. Showing you the range and the arm. But McAfee is safe on the fourth UTA hit of the ballgame so far. And here's Preston Knott. Struck out his first time. Pitch misses outside. There's a trickle-down effect when you talk about pitching. Oklahoma 3 times in the last 6 seasons has had its entire weekend starting rotation drafted, going on to the pros. As the 1-0 pitch is pushed foul on a bunt attempt. Last year you had Kyson Witherspoon, first round to the Red Sox. Malachi Witherspoon, second round to the Tigers. Cade Crossland went in the 4th round to the Cardinals. So then you have to shift everybody up a spot. And, of course, you want to get that weekend rotation set, which they have done from the get-go this year. And you just try to find that next guy who can go out and win you some games, get you some innings in the midweek. But you think about these Sooner pitchers, mentioned Jake Bennett, Cade Cavalli with the Nationals, and of course Cade Horton, great with the Cubs, had a chance to win Rookie of the Year last year, was the runner-up. One and two the count here to Preston Knott. There's strike 3 call. Nothing fancy about it. Just gas on the outer half from Isaac Williams. Beautifully placed there. Down around the latter part of the knees on the outer half. And that is 2 strikeouts for Isaac Williams since he came in. Second time that Preston Knott has struck out today, looking. And here's Kalen Dygert, struck out his first time, leading off the second. Six strikeouts for Sooner pitching today. 4 for Catalano and 2 for Isaac Williams. And that is now 174 strikeouts as a staff. And over half those have come from those 3 weekend pitchers. Cameron Johnson, L.J. Mercurius, and Cord Rager. That foul tip is hung on to by Brendan Brock. Quickly 2 strikes and nothing on Dygert. A shot toward right center field, but Walk has plenty of room out there. And that's out number 2. McAfee back to first, and Jackson Hill will be the batter. Wind blowing that ball away from Walk, but pretty easy for him to catch up to it as it continues to howl out of the north today. Jackson Hill walked his first time. Was left stranded. Third season at UTA for Jackson Hill out of Keller, Texas. That one hit off of Isaac Williams. Barehanded by Branch, the second baseman, and got him at first base. Couldn't tell if it hit the glove or the leg of Isaac Williams. Either way, it's the third out. A base hit and a man left in the fourth. And we are tied at 1 as we get a look at a replay that shows you the barehanded abilities of Oklahoma's second baseman Kyle Branch. Shift on the fly and get him. One apiece headed to the bottom of the fourth inning. Welcome back into Camry Family Stadium in Norman. And the fourth pitcher in 4 innings for the Mavericks today is Jacob Havern, who's on for his 7th appearance. 6'6" junior out of Round Rock, Texas. And he's a transfer from Louisiana Tech. 3 seasons at La Tech, and this is his first at UTA. Had his ups and downs. You see the walks have been a problem for him. 3 strikeouts and 11 walks. And he has surrendered 12 hits as well in his 8 innings of work. Kind of a get-better type of an outing for him. We've seen Ty Zarodnik, Merrick Sears, Landon Murphy, and now Jacob Havern. It'll be the lower third of the Oklahoma lineup coming to the plate here in the bottom of the fourth. Oklahoma a run on a hit, no errors, and 5 men left. And for UTA, it's a run on 4 hits with no errors and 3 men left. This game, afternoon game, it was supposed to be played last night at 6:30, but there were heavy storms here in central and south central Oklahoma last night, so they decided to just postpone it until today. As Nolan Stevens is in taking a strike, and UT Arlington has a road trip tomorrow as they're going to go to UTSA and play the Roadrunners for a weekend series. So they wanted to play a little earlier today so they could get back and then get on the road to San Antonio. Not the same direction that they're going. Norman and San Antonio. So play a little earlier, move the game up a tad today, but fortunately the weather has been solid other than the ridiculous winds. 1-1 the count here to Nolan Stevens. He grounded out Melendez, the second baseman, his first time. One, this is a little bit low and in. Beautiful day, as you see, other than that wind. 2-1 pitch. Strike at the belt. I think Stevens thought it was a tad bit inside. He'll be followed by Kyle Branch and then Jason Walk, who scored the only Sooner run when he stole home back in the second. Havern's 2-2 is fouled off. Mavericks have been down a couple of pitchers. Hoping to get him back. And as we were talking about, Mike Trapasso has the luxury of really not having to rush players back because conference play doesn't start for WAC teams until April the 2nd, as this one is lined to the reaching left fielder Jackson Hill for the first out of the fourth. UTA picked 7th in the WAC this year. Kyle Branch will be the Sooner batter. He grounded out to Lara Quente, the shortstop, his first time up. Branch a home run and 5 runs driven in. Was a regular starter every day, second base last year. And he was one of the heroes in Oklahoma's win over 10th-ranked TCU, that season opening event that they played, the Shriners Children's College Classic at Globe Life Field in Arlington. Had a home run in that game. As the Sooners announced that they would be reckoned with from the get-go on opening weekend. 3 wins, all scoring double-figure runs. as they beat Texas Tech, TCU, and Oklahoma State down there in Arlington. And that momentum is carried over. 14-2 record for the 9th-ranked Sooners. 1-1 pitch. Hit off the end of the bat, rolled just foul. And the count will go to 1-2. Oklahoma began the season unranked, but at the dawn of SEC play, they're one of 11 SEC teams ranked in the top 25. And one of 6 in the top 9. There's strike 3 call. 2 gone. So that is strikeout number 2 for UT Arlington pitching today. And the bases are empty and 2 down, which is the exact same situation that greeted Jason Walk when he came to bat in the second. This time he takes a strike. Walk drew a walk and then went to third base when Brendan Brock doubled on a ball that Jackson Hill out in left field just didn't really see or get a good look at. It fell in for a double. And Walk went to third and then stole home. Here he rifles one to left right in front of Jackson Hill. A welcome sight for the Sooner offense. Jason Walk coming around. Been on base twice. Single to the opposite field with 2 down in the 4th inning. And the Sooners roll the lineup over for Brendan Brock, who had that double, as we talked about. He's also walked. The steal of home was Walk's 6th stolen base of the year. Brock takes a strike, fastball at 90 miles an hour from Haver. There goes Walk. 0-1 pitch is a little bit low, and Walk easily steals second base. Such a catalyst when he is going good at the plate. Sooners now have 51 stolen bases on the year in 56 tries as a team. 1-1 into center field, a base hit. Walk is going to be waved home, and Oklahoma takes a 2-1 lead on a 2-out RBI single by Brendan Brock, who's been on base 3 times today. And there is Jason Walk doing exactly what the Sooners want and need him to do. Brendan Brock continues to hit. 19 runs driven in for Brock. Walk scores for the 11th time, and it is 2-1 Oklahoma in the 4th. Here's Camden Johnson. And there goes Brock. He'll steal second base. So man in scoring position now for Camden Johnson, who's 0 for 2. And a ball and a strike. Cam, a 296 hitter. He's grounded out a couple of times, hit into that fielder's choice play in the first. Hard hit ground ball. That's back up the middle and a base hit. Here comes Brock charging to the plate. And it's back-to-back RBI singles for Brendan Brock and Camden Johnson to give Oklahoma a 3-1 lead now in the fourth. So 3-1 Sooners have taken the lead and extended it here. Now can they separate a little bit as Dayton LaChance stands in. 2-out Sooner magic here in the fourth. LaChance walked in the third, popped up to the shortstop Lara Quinte. His first time up today. Hits are now even at 4. A little closer play at first this time. I think maybe Camden Johnson was thinking about moving. He leads the Sooners in the stolen base department. He is 14 out of 15. There goes Camden Johnson, and he will steal it uncontested. 3 stolen bases in the inning, and now 4 in the game for the Sooners. Running at will. Walk, Brock, and Johnson have each stolen second. And a 2-0 count now on Dayton LaChance. Hits this one foul and out of play. 19 runs driven in for Dayton LaChance this year. One is ripped foul past third. Mavericks got on the board first. The Sooners have scored 3 straight runs, though, to take this lead. And a 1-2 coming to Dayton LaChance. Out in front of it, bouncing ball to the shortstop, Lara Quinte. The throw is on target, and the inning is over. But Oklahoma takes the lead. 2 runs on 2 hits. There were no errors and a man left. And it's 3-1 Oklahoma headed to the 5th. UTA got on the board first. Back-to-back singles by Lara Quinte and Melendez. Then an RBI ground out here by Xander McAfee. And it made it 1-0. But Oklahoma responded. Jason Walk drew a walk, advanced to third, and then stole home. That tied it up in the bottom of the second. And then Oklahoma taking the lead with some 2-out hitting. RBI by Brendan Brock right there. Sooners taking the lead at 2-1. And then Brock was able to steal second base. He was at second for Camden Johnson. Camden Johnson delivered an RBI single to make it 3-1. Mason Bixby, hard-throwing right-hander, comes out of the bullpen for the Sooners. It is hard, and he makes it look easy, does Mason Bixby. Just 2 2/3 innings. He's given up a hit, 4 walks, but 4 strikeouts. And he can run it up there with velocity when it doesn't even look like it. Third Sooner pitcher of the day, Michael Catalano started. He went a couple, then Isaac Williams went 2. And now it's Mason Bixby. Pitching with the lead to start the 5th. Mason Bixby spent a couple of years at TCU. 12 games as a sophomore for the Horned Frogs, all out of the bullpen last year. 6'7", 240 pounds, right-hander. And he'll deal to Noah Fields. Pumps a 96-mile-an-hour fastball through there for a strike. Noah Fields, then Harp, and then the top of the order, Lara Quinte. Swing and a miss on a fastball at 94. Fields struck out his first time against Michael Catalano. So we've got a new pinch hitter here. It's Zach Evans who's pinch hitting for Fields and playing first base. And he takes a called strike 3. 97-mile-per-hour fastball from Bixby. Don't need to do much else. And Evans is out on 3 pitches. Just gas. 97. What do you do with it? And that is 7 strikeouts for Sooner pitching today. Here's Hank Harp, the third baseman. He struck out in the second. Just watching Mason Bixby in the bullpen, watching him work with Skip Johnson, one of the best pitching coaches there is, getting him right and throwing strikes. What it looks like when he gets into the game, not overcomplicating things, just using that gift of a right arm that he has. And he's out in front 1-2 on Hank Harp. Lara Quinte, the leadoff man, is next. 1-2 is a little bit low. Bixby with another fastball. We're going to go with outside. And swung on and missed another fastball. So 2 strikeouts in 2 batters faced for Mason Bixby. And now Lara Quinte with the bases empty and 2 down. He has 2 of the 4 Mavericks hits today. Scored the lone run back in the first after getting a hit. The 1-0. Fastball hugging the lower part of the strike zone. Two and one now. In the air and foul, out of play. That'll square the count at 2-2. Oklahoma with a 2-run bottom of the 4th inning. 2-out singles by Brendan Brock and Camden Johnson to take this 3-1 lead. And now Mason Bixby, the 3rd Oklahoma arm of the day, with 2 strikes to Lara Quinte. Even the pitches that have missed have been close from Bixby. And that one fouled off. Got the foot of Lara Quinte. The leg. I don't know if that's what unwrapped his ankle shield. It'll stay 3-2. Lara Quinte will try to shake it off. Yep. Still doesn't feel good even with that guard up there. Larquente out of Coastal Bend College, originally from Ponce, Puerto Rico. And the 3-2 pitch to him. Did he go around? He did. Couldn't hold up. Seth Buckminster, the third base umpire, rings him up. And so Mason Bixby strikes out the side. That's 9 strikeouts for Oklahoma pitching in 5 innings, and Mason Bixby looking, well, like Skip Johnson really wants him to. Nearly unhittable, throwing 97 miles an hour out of the bullpen. Oklahoma leads it 3-1, halfway through this one at Kemry Family Stadium in Norman. For UTA today, the latest is Hayes Melville. Ty Zarodnik started, then Merrick Sears, Landon Murphy, Jacob Haber, and now Hayes Melville. He is a sophomore from Southlake, Texas, Carroll High School. Been a late innings guy. 6 appearances, all out of the bullpen in his second season at UTA. Only 5 appearances all of last year, but he's kind of turned the corner for the Mavs, and Mike Trapasso working with him. You see a 1-0 record, ERA of 3.6, 10 innings so far. Sooners lead it 3-1. Oklahoma final game before conference play begins with Texas A&M coming to town over the weekend. First appearance here in Norman by the Aggies since 2011. And A&M off to a great start, only lost to top-ranked UCLA. As Jackson Willits is in, 0 for 1 with a walk today. Melville working out of the stretch with the bases empty. Texas A&M, they've hit 32 home runs as a team. They will be here Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It is 6:30 Friday, then 4 o'clock Saturday, 2 o'clock on Sunday. Slow roller for Melendez just does get Jackson Willits for the first out here in the 5th. So Willits is 0 for 2. And Trey Gamble will be the Sooner hitter. Gamble walked his first time up. Sooners had the bases loaded in the first inning, but couldn't get anything done. Scratched one out in the second, and then took the lead in the 4th. Trey Gamble's walk was his 65th as an Oklahoma Sooner in a year and a half. He takes a fastball for a strike here. And the count is even at 1-1 to Trey. Drew Dickerson will follow. Two balls and a strike down to Gamble. That'll send it to 2-2. Strike 3 called. 93-mile-an-hour fastball on the outer half from Melville. And that freezes Gamble. Third strikeout for UT Arlington pitching today. And here's the Sooner DH, Drew Dickerson. He struck out in the first, flied out to the right fielder, not his second time up. Oh, 1 pitch. They appeal down to first base. And Christopher Griffith says no swing. Sooners have done damage with 2 outs today, but the bases are empty here for Dickerson, who hits one high in the air to center field. Turning back and forth is McAfee. He doesn't see the ball out in center field. That's going to roll all the way out to the warning track. Dickerson is going to be waved home and then given the stop sign by Russell Raley at third base, and he will hold right there. And once again, Xander McAfee just never located that ball. You could see him turning his back to the infield. Right there, doesn't locate it, turns, and then just never saw it. So it'll be a triple for Drew Dickerson. The Sooners will try to take advantage of a miscue out there. That is hit number 5. And here's Nolan Stevens with the man at third and 2 gone. Stevens 0 for 2. He's grounded to second and lined to left. Foul down the left field line. And 1-1 to Nolan Stevens. Nolan Stevens batted .320 at Mississippi State last year. Trying to get some quality at bats. The 1-1 in the air to left. Jackson Hill had trouble with the fly ball earlier. This time he comes clean with it, although that nearly popped out of his glove. He is able to hang on, and the inning is over. A hit and a man left for the Sooners. We played 5, and Oklahoma leads UTA 3-1. Sooner version of the sausage race here. Boomer and Sooner, first across the finish line wins. And right now, Oklahoma trying to be the first across the finish line. Top of the 6th inning at Kimry Family Stadium. 3-1 Oklahoma, a 2-run bottom of the 4th inning. And the batter for UTA to start here in the 6th inning will be Xavier Melendez, the second baseman. 2, 3, and 4 in the lineup to face Mason Bixby, who's back out there for another inning of work. And why not? Struck out the side in his first outing in the 5th. Struck out Evans, Harp, and then Lara Quinte. And a first pitch strike here from Bixby. Up and in. Xavier Melendez singled in the first and then struck out in the 3rd. Line foul past the camera well down the first base line. And 1-2 now the count on Melendez. And Bixby got him. High fastball. 4 batters, 4 strikeouts for Mason Bixby. You can see why Skip Johnson is so excited about this guy. There is no substitute for 96 miles per hour. He's touched 97 on the gun today. And a first pitch fastball. Zach Mazik laid down a sacrifice bunt that helped with the scoring in the first. One and one now. And this one popped up foul. over the third base side. Mason Bixby for the season now. 4 innings pitched. That's 12 total outs. 8 of them have been strikeouts, including 4 since he came into this game as the third Sooner pitcher of the day. And a 1-2 count here. A little bit elevated. Got the SEC men's basketball tournament going on today. Oklahoma later on tonight will take on South Carolina. That is the late game at 8:30. This 2-2 pitch is swung on and missed, and that's 5 strikeouts and 5 outs for Bixby. Blowing gas out of the bullpen. Just hard to catch up with 95, 96, 97. That is now 11 strikeouts for Oklahoma pitching. Here's Xander McAfee, and he rolls one to first. Down to get it, LaChance, and an easy 1-2-3 inning for Mason Bixby. 3-1 Oklahoma on top, headed to the bottom of the 6th inning. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning. It is Oklahoma on top of UTA 3-1. And the 5th appearance coming here for Dylan Schofield. He is the 6th pitcher in as many innings for UTA. 0-4 mark so far this season. He's a Washington State transfer, a guy that Mike Trapasso and the Mavericks need to solidify himself. 6'4" junior in his first season at UT Arlington. 22 new players on this roster for UT Arlington. He will go to work against Kyle Branch, Jason Walk, and the leadoff man Brendan Brock for the Sooners, who are trying to separate themselves. Oklahoma 3 runs, 5 hits, and no errors, and UT Arlington a run, 4 hits, and no errors. Only game in the SEC today. Teams get the day off tomorrow, and then a full slate of conference action this weekend. Here's Kyle Branch, 0 for 2. He is grounded out and struck out today. Such a good defender out there at second base, and Kyle Branch, offensively, you know he would love to pick it up a little bit as Oklahoma gets into league play. Sophomore from Lucas, Texas. Everyday guy, 64 hits. He stole 14 bases, was on the SEC all-freshman team. Got to play against his brother Colby out there at Georgia. But Kyle Branch's been a Sooner fan his entire life. And he fouls this one out of play. Speaking of Georgia, the Bulldogs have hit 61 home runs as a team this year. Daniel Jackson's got 14 of them. Oklahoma does not see Georgia on the regular season schedule in the SEC this year. Oklahoma's series are Texas A&M coming this weekend. The Sooners then go to LSU and Texas back-to-back weekends. So you get 13th ranked LSU and then 2nd ranked Texas back-to-back. 22nd ranked Texas A&M to start. Shot through the right side and a base hit for Branch. We'll see if Knott can get there. He slides over to pick it up. Branch is going to make second base, though, pretty easily. And he'll have a leadoff double in the 6th inning. Able to take that one elevated over the outer half of the plate. Drive it to right. That's the first double of the season for Kyle Branch. And the Sooners have the leadoff man aboard for the third time today. Jason Walk now. Showing bunt. Does bunt. Foul. Bunt Always a good play with Walk and his speed. And in particular with the chance to move a base runner up and nobody out. Walk walked and stole home in the second. And then he singled and came in to score on the base hit by Brendan Brock in the fourth. That gave the Sooners the lead. They added another on a base hit by Camden Johnson to lead 3-1. Branch back in easily. Again, Walk bunts successfully this time. Harp, bare hands, no chance to get Walk. It's going to be a bunt base hit. And Jason Walk is doing what he has done his previous 2 seasons as a Sooner, wreaking havoc. Been on base 3 times now. And Oklahoma really set up to separate here in the 6th inning. Double by Branch, bunt hit by Walk, and the leadoff man, Brendan Brock, who's been on base 3 times, is the hitter. And there goes Walk. The throw will go on through, and it's picked out by Melendez, the second baseman. He's going to gun it down to third behind the runner over there, Branch, who got back in safely. So Walk has his 3rd stolen base of the game. Infield is in now for the Mavericks as well. And Brock drives this one into left center field. That's going to fall for a base hit. Barehanded out there by McAfee. Here comes Branch. He scores. Walk right behind him. And a 2-run double for Brendan Brock, who's been on base 4 times today and driven in 3 runs. Oklahoma leads it 5-1 in the 6th.
Now batting for the Sooners, third baseman number 9, Camden Johnson.
So Brendan Brock now today. Double in the 2nd, RBI single in the 4th, 2-run double in the 6th. And it's 5-1 Sooners with nobody out. Here's Camden Johnson. Had an RBI single his last time, and he's going to show bunt. Bunt again. Good play with him at the plate with his speed. Camden Johnson 1 for 3 with that RBI single back in the 4th. Takes a strike this time. Even at 1-1 with Schofield. 2 doubles today for Brendan Brock. He has 6 on the year. And the 3 runs driven in gives him the team lead with 21. Camden Johnson bunts this one. Schofield fields and throws over to the second baseman, Melendez, but he's safe at first base. And Melendez, you saw him, he wants a replay. Says he thinks that they got Camden Johnson. Either way, Brendan Brock is safe down at third. And that was the main thing the Sooners wanted out of that, was to get the runner to third with only 1 out. Now they will have a look at it. I believe that's Brandon Mizzen and Seth Buckminster, the 2 umpires going to look at it. And the call over there by Christopher Griffith, the first base umpire. Ball in the glove. Tough when the second baseman is taking the throw over there. Not as adept at the stretch and having to locate the bag and all those sorts of things. And still make sure that you get the ball. Quick review. And the call is out, so it's been reversed. You get 2 challenges, and the first one's successful. It'll still be a sacrifice, though, for Camden Johnson, as he does move Brendan Brock to third. Sooners have played at 2 on the double by Brock, and with 1 away and a man at third, here's Dayton LaChance. Dayton LaChance today is 0 for 2 with a walk. Eight hits now for the Sooners to produce 5 runs. Oh, 1 is upstairs to LaChance. That'll take it to 1-2. Bounces that one right back out to Brendan Brock, who was running at third base. Dayton LaChance came in the leading hitter on this Sooner team with a .400 batting average. Infield is in to try to cut down the run at the plate, and the pitch is low. And we got timeout called there. I think there's a little pitch-com communication issue with Dylan Schofield. So they grant him time. And it looks like they've got it worked out. Two-two. LaChance pulls this one foul at third. So we'll do it all over again. Oklahoma up 2 spots in the D1 baseball poll this week. They're up to number 9, up 3 spots. Another 2-2. Fly ball into right field. The wind's got all over this one, not all the way to the wall, and foul. That thing starts out off the bat, it's a fly ball to right. But when it finishes, it's out of play. And another 2-2 pitch coming to Dayton LaChance. It has not let up all day. 25-35 out of the north. This one's going to be out of play as well. Chances continues to work away against Schofield. Talked about the continued improvements at Kimry Family Stadium. The new clubhouse and training facility will go down the right field line as LaChance drives this one into right. In comes Brendan Brock, and the Sooners lead it 6-1. What a patient at bat there by Dayton LaChance. Just continued to fight off pitches on the outer half and then finally delivered one into right field for the 3rd Sooner hit in the inning, the 9th of the ball game, and it's 6-1 Oklahoma on the base hit by Dayton LaChance. Brendan Brock in to score for the 2nd time today. He drove in a pair in the inning. And I think Mike Trapasso is going to make a pitching change for the Mavericks. Indeed, he will. So Dylan Schofield lasts only 1/3 of an inning out of the bullpen. And his day is done. This will be the 7th UTA pitcher of the day. 6-1 Oklahoma, bottom of the 6th inning. We will tell you about the new Mavericks lefty when we return. In the bottom of the 6th inning for the Sooners, RBI single by Dayton LaChance, and the 7th pitcher in 6 innings today is Kyle Winkler. So it's been Zarodnik, Sears, Murphy, Havern, Melville, Schofield, and now Winkler. Book still open on Schofield. as the man out there at first base taking the chance is his responsibility. And Jackson Willits up there for the Sooners. Jackson is 0 for 2 with a walk today. Winkler, a senior from Tomball, Texas. Transfer from Sam Houston. To the switch-hitting Sooner shortstop Jackson Willits. Willits batting .313. He's hit a home run, driven in 16. And he takes that one for a strike. The 1-1, hard hit, but right at the second baseman Melendez. He goes to Lara Quente for one, and the relay is in time. It's a 4-6-3 double play turn by the Mavs, and Winkler did the job out of the bullpen. He throws 2 pitches and gets a double play, and it's 6-1 Oklahoma as we move to the 7th. Stadium where Oklahoma pitching has once again gotten to double-digit strikeouts, 11 strikeouts for Oklahoma pitching. Michael Catalano had 4, Isaac Williams 2, and then Mason Bixby recorded 6 outs, 5 of them on strikeouts for the hard-throwing right-hander right there. So 11 strikeouts for the Sooners, and that is now double-figure strikeouts for the 5th consecutive game and for the 11th time in 17 games for this Oklahoma pitching staff. And the new left-hander, 4th pitcher of the day, I should say, for the Sooners is going to be Nate Smithburg. Libertyville, Iowa native. Haven't seen him a whole lot this year. Only 2 1/3 innings. He's given 2 hits, but he's been solid out there. 3 strikeouts and no walks. Catalano, Williams, Bixby, and now Smithburg. 9 straight UTA batters have been retired by the combination of Isaac Williams and Mason Bixby. And Preston Knott will stand in. Left-hand batting right fielder. He has struck out twice today. Mavericks have used 7 pitchers. The Sooners have used 4, as expected. The midweek games, looking for outs. And, you know, as Skip Johnson has talked about, you really don't get much time for development of young pitchers in particular because it is a results-driven business. You got to win. And the time to develop guys is very rare on the weekends in the SEC. Yeah, that's not going to happen. So these are some of those opportunities as this one is lifted to left. Gamble initially started back, then came in and squeezes it. As Skip has said, this is not professional baseball. There's no spring training. There's no rookie leagues. None of those things. So you get guys when you can get them out there. And he has to like what he's seen from all 4 that he has seen so far. Catalano, Williams, and Bixby. And Bixby, a real highlight. Here's Kalen Digert. He's 0 for 2. He has struck out and flied to center. Skip Johnson's wife, Kathy's birthday today. So maybe birthday wishes on the air for her today. How many baseball games has she sat through on her birthday? 1-1 the count to Kalen Digert. You see Smithburg missed away with that one, but kind of nodding his head as though he knows how to correct it. 2-1 pitch coming to Dygert. Over but low. Dygert, as we said, a two-way guy and has been, along with Zach Evans. But Dygert, Mike Trapasso said 38 years, said he's the most mature freshman that he has had. Super competitive guy. He takes that one in there for a cold strike. So Smithburg going to try to come back and get Dygert. And he does. That foul tip is hung onto by Brendan Brock. That is 12 strikeouts for Oklahoma pitching today. And as we said, 5 straight games with double-figure strikeouts for this staff, and 11 times in 17 games this year. And that is an even 180 strikeouts for Sooner pitchers this season. Here's Jackson Hill, the left fielder, and that one hit him. Breaking pitch that didn't break. And so Hill is aboard for the second time today. He walked back in the second. And now hit by pitch with 2 gone in the 7th. And that will bring in Zach Evans, who came on and hit for Noah Fields back in the 5th. Bats for the second time. He struck out looking in the 5th, and he swings through the first pitch here. Zach Evans throws 95 and has raw power and athleticism at the plate. Two-way player like Dygert. And Smithburg is rearing back and firing strikes. 0-2 on Evans. And this is all of what Skip Johnson talks about, that development. How do you respond when you make a mistake or one gets away from you? Do you move on to the next pitch? And after hitting Hill, Smithburg has thrown a couple of strikes in a row. Just missed inside. And so 2 balls and 2 strikes now to Evans. And a full count. Little bit in. Hank Harp, the third baseman, is on deck. Still some activity out in the Oklahoma bullpen. The UTA bullpen is quiet for the first time today, really. And the payoff pitch to Evans. Popped it up. Wind is going to send this one sailing foul up onto the hill. So let's do it all over again. Yeah, there you go. Took a minute to retrieve that foul ball. Another payoff. Hit well to left field. Trey Gamble charges back. The wind's all over this one. And at the warning track, Trey Gamble will catch it. Inning over. Most other days, that's a problem, but no problem there for Trey Gamble. He squeezes out number 3, and we hit the 7th inning stretch in Norman with Oklahoma leading 6-1. Seventh inning stretch time here at Camry Family Stadium in Norman. Welcome back in. I'm Chad McKee, solo with you today on this Wednesday. This game rescheduled from last night. Here's a look at your line score. 6 runs, 10 hits, no errors for Oklahoma. A run, 4 hits, and no errors for UT Arlington. The big inning, that 6th inning, last time the Sooners were at the plate. And back out goes Kyle Winkler. Got that double play when he came out of the bullpen, replacing Schofield. He is the 7th pitcher in 7 innings for UTA today. Trey Gamble has a look at that one, and it's 1-1 to Gamble. He walked in the first and has grounded out and struck out today as Gamble. And Gamble shoots that one through the left side. Second time for Gamble to reach base safely. A walk and a base hit for him today. See if the Sooners can put together another big inning. They got 2 in the 4th and 3 in the 6th. UTA led this game 1-0. But 6 unanswered by the Sooners, and looking for more here. Dickerson tripled his last time up there. It was a ball that was actually lost in center field by McAfee. Never located it, and it fell. Dickerson roamed all the way around to third. .344 hitter is Drew Dickerson. His 9th start of the year. And 0-2 to him. Foul tip, and that one is hung on to by Mazik. And so Dickerson strikes out for the 2nd time today. 1 away in the 7th. That is the 4th strikeout for UTA pitching today. And the Sooners are going to pinch hit with Gerardo Prado. He'll pinch hit for Nolan Stevens in the number 7 spot. Prado came through with a big pinch hit single against Dallas Baptist last week. Prado takes a look at this one low. 1-1 the count. Prado takes this one outside. 2 balls and a strike now. There goes the runner Gamble. One hop throw is knocked down by the second baseman Melendez. So a stolen base there for Trey Gamble. That is 5 stolen bases for Oklahoma today. And Trey Gamble is now 8 for 8 in the stolen base department. Prado. Hot shot that's knocked down over at first base by Evans. He'll take it to the bag, 2 down. Gamble moves to third on the putout, and Kyle Branch will get a crack at a 2-out RBI. Kyle Branch doubled and scored in the 6th inning, his first double of the year. And he scored on a double by Brendan Brock, who's driven in 3 runs today. 6-1 Sooners. And a first pitch strike from Kyle Winkler. So Winkler has gotten 4 outs in this game. He's the first UTA pitcher to go more than 1 full inning. And I think that we have no violation called there. They're just making sure that Winkler and Branch are on the same page. Branch stands in and addresses the pitcher, who deals a strike. Winkler not wasting much time. He's ahead 0-2. And Branch in a battle now. Jason Walk in the on-deck circle, and you know he'd love to get another chance. He's been on base 3 times today. The 0-2. This one poked to first. And another routine play over there for Zach Evans, who records the final 2 outs in the 7th inning. The Sooners no runs on a hit, and they take a 6-1 lead to the 8th. Utilized by Skip Johnson and the Sooners, it is lefty Trent Collier. Limited experience, but good experience so far for the Prosper, Texas sophomore. He comes on with Oklahoma leading at 6-1. Top of the 8th inning. 5 strikeouts and no walks. Low ERA. And only 4 1/3 innings worked by Trent Collier so far. Trent Collier spent a season at Weatherford Junior College, just to the west of the DFW Metroplex. Ready to work to 9-1-2 in the lineup for UTA. Harp, Lara Quinte, and then Melendez are the scheduled hitters. Oklahoma trailed 1-0. They've scored 6 runs in a row. Hank Harp is 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. Sends this one to left center field. Plenty of time for Jason Walk to get under it. UTA took the lead on an RBI ground out in the top of the 1st inning by Xander McAfee. But Oklahoma responded in the bottom of the 2nd. Jason walked and eventually stole home. It was 1-1 at that point. Then in the bottom of the 4th inning, RBI singles with 2 outs by Brendan Brock and Camden Johnson. As Brock gave the Sooners the lead with his hit, Johnson extended the lead to 3-1 with his hit. And then in the bottom of the 2nd, a 2-run double by Brendan Brock, who's driven in 3 runs today. That made it 5-1, and then Dayton LaChance followed with an RBI single. Looks like maybe a little problem with the pitch communication, but Trent Collier has that figured out. He'll work to Harold Lara Quinte. He's got 2 hits today, 2 of the 4 for UTA. And he scored the lone run after a base hit in the 1st inning. He singled again in the 3rd, but then Brendan Brock threw him out trying to steal second base. 1-1, 92-mile-an-hour fastball from Trent Collier. This is another one of those guys that you ask Skip Johnson, who have you liked out of the bullpen? And Trent Collier's name comes up pretty quickly. Caden Leone has certainly been very good. This one is drilled to left field. Toward the corner it goes. It bounces off the warning track and then off the wall. Gathered up out there by Gamble. But that's the 3rd hit of the game for Harold Lara Quinte. It's his first double. Double number 4 on the year for Lara Quinte. And the top of the order once again sparks the attack for the Mavs. Five hits on the day for UTA. That is the first extra base hit for the Mavericks. And Collier right back with a strike to Melendez, who's 1 for 3. Melendez also singled back in the 1st. That's past the first baseman LaChance into right field. Around third comes Lara Quinte. He'll get the stop sign right there. So a double by Lara Quinte and a base hit by Melendez. Runners at the corners and one away. Second hit for Melendez. So these two guys, the first two guys in the lineup, have 5 of the 6 hits for UTA. And there's Zach Mazik, 0 for 2, and this one fouled back. Collier trying to hold it right where it is for the Sooners. 0-1 pitch for Mazik. Strike 2. Lefty-lefty matchup, and he threw him a fastball. Just missed away. Zach Mazik, the leading hitter for this team. Louisiana Tech transfer out of Georgetown, Texas. 340 hitter coming into the afternoon. Looking for his first hit of the day. That just missed a little bit outside. Collier's 2-2. Just got a piece of that one and fouled it off. Oklahoma and Texas A&M. 3-game series opens on Friday evening. The Aggies' first trip to Norman since 2011. 6:30 game on Friday, 4 o'clock Saturday, 2 o'clock for the finale on Sunday. There's another 2-2 up and in, and I don't know, honestly, how Mazik got out of the way of that pitch. Count goes full. And you see Texas A&M, number 22 in the country. Then you get Southeastern Louisiana on the road, and then a road trip to Baton Rouge for weekend number 2. Then go to Texas. So first 3 series out of the chute in the SEC. Oklahoma gets 3 top 22 teams. But how in the world would you divvy it up? There are 11 top 25s in the league. 3-2 pitch coming to Mazik. Got him swinging. 2 down. That is 13 strikeouts for Sooner pitching today. And Xander McAfee, who drove in the lone UTA run, will be the batter. McAfee drove in the run with a ground out on the infield in the first and then had a base hit in the fourth. And he swings right through that one. Trent Collier trying to pitch around a double and a base hit in the inning. And just missing outside with that one. Two balls and a strike now. Mentioned the Oklahoma softball team is playing tonight at 6:30. I'm headed over to do that game as well. Doubleheader for me today as Oklahoma faces Tulsa. You can see the scoreboard over there at Love's Field. The 2-1 pitch driven to left field. Gamble chases back, reaches up and has it. And the inning is over. So a double and a single, but 2 men left in the 8th for UTA. 6-1 Sooners on top. Bottom of the 8th coming up. As we hit the bottom of the 8th inning, Oklahoma taking the lead with 2 runs in the 4th inning, separating with 3 more in the 6th, and 11 Sooner hits to go along with pitching that has been very good today, as the Sooners have 12 strikeouts as a staff. Both teams, it has been all bullpen so far today. SEC play coming up. Here's a look at the preseason poll. You got to be kidding me. Oklahoma picked 14th in the preseason poll. Look, to be fair, it's almost impossible to pick a poll in this league and place teams where they should be. And as we said, after non-conference play, there are 11 teams in the top 25. And Oklahoma sitting as the number 9 team in the country, but picked 14 in the SEC in the preseason poll. None of it matters, of course, until we get to the end of it. But Oklahoma has LSU, Texas, and Texas A&M right out of the chute. Their first 3 weekend series coming right out of the gate. Then they got Alabama after that. Another pitching change. This will be pitcher number 8, and it's Zach Evans, as we talked about, and this guy's got a live arm. He is a talented 2-way freshman, and he has been exactly what the Mavericks and Mike Trapasso thought and hoped he would be. Throws 95, and he's got as much talent as anybody on this roster. That fastball came in at 92 to Jason Walk, who's had himself a breakout here today. He's been on base 3 times. This is the Jason Walk that Oklahoma fans and college baseball fans have come to know. Rifles this one, hits it on a line, but right at the center fielder McAfee for the first out. Solid contact, though. 2 walks, a single, 3 stolen bases, and 3 runs scored before making that out right there. Back to the top for the Sooner leadoff man, Brendan Brock, who has also had himself a day. He's been on base 4 times. Single, double, triple, walk. He's driven in 3 and scored 2. First pitch is low and away from Evans. The 1-0 also in the air at the center fielder McAfee. About 8 steps over to put that one away. 2 gone. And Camden Johnson will be the batter. Zach Evans is the 8th pitcher of the day for UTA. This guy's so talented, it's almost like, how do you use him? So versatile, and you don't want to overuse him, but man, you love having him in there if you're the Mavericks. Base is empty and 2 gone. Here's Camden Johnson. Camden, an RBI base hit back in the 4th inning. He's got himself a 1-for-3 day, had a sacrifice in the 6th. 309 hitter, 2 home runs, one of them an inside the park home run. That was in the Gonzaga series a couple of weekends ago. And the 0-1 pitch, that one touches the outside corner for a strike. Quickly 0-2 to Camden Johnson. Mavericks will have Knott, Dygert, and Hill, 5, 6, and 7 in their lineup in the 9th. 0-2 is line foul down the left field line. So it stays 0-2 on Camden Johnson, the Wichita State transfer. Such range down there, just dynamic. I mean, that's the word. You ask Skip Johnson, what about Camden Johnson? Dynamic. And he is. He's dynamic at the plate, on the bases, and down at third base. You sometimes take for granted a guy that's a speedy third baseman. Has great range over there. Can get to balls that others at third base cannot. He's also played a little bit of shortstop in his career, but not much. Third base is his spot. Oh, 0-2 with Evans. The 1-2 rifled out into left field. Opposite way on a pitch on the outer half. And Camden Johnson has his second hit of the ball game. 2-out single into left field. That's 11 hits now for Oklahoma today. Kind of just what you wanted headed into conference play. 11 hits. A lot of guys gaining some confidence coming out of the bullpen. Here's Dayton LaChance. Had a base hit in the 6th. He has also walked. LaChance 1 for 3. Immediately, Johnson is headed for second base, and he's safe. Wasted no time. Camden Johnson, 15 out of 16 in the stolen base department this year. And that is the 5th stolen base for the Sooners today. Another insurance run in scoring position. And a 1-1 count now on Dayton LaChance. LaChance's RBI today was his 20th of the year. Count goes to 1-2. Sixth start at first base for the 6'5" junior Dayton LaChance. 8 starts at catcher. He and Brendan Brock coming in have been just what the Sooners have needed. And here they are batting in the top 3 of the lineup also. This one is pulled foul. In fact, the top 3 guys in the lineup for the Sooners today are all transfers. Brock, Camden Johnson, and Dayton LaChance. And they have carried a lot of the offensive load for this team this year. Now, perhaps this is a game where Jason Walk has gotten going and Kyle Branch has had himself a double today. Jackson Willits has just been steady as a returner. Another 1-2 pitch is outside from Evans. And a full count. That fastball misses in. Got him swinging. Little slider there from the right-hander Zach Evans to finish things. Sooners get a hit and leave a man out there, and we go to the 9th with Oklahoma on top 6-1. 6-1, and freshman Xander Mercurius will come on. Out of Las Vegas, Durango High School. He and his brother LJ Mercurius have come to Norman. LJ a transfer after a couple of years at UNLV, and Xander a true freshman, the Nevada 4A Player of the Year last year, top 100 recruit. Live arm and in to try to finish things up here. Just 2 2/3 innings, given 3 hits. ERA of 3.38, set to face Preston Knott, Kalen Digert, and Jackson Hill. Maybe a pinch hitter at some point for UTA here in the 9th inning. Once again, the Mavericks led this game 1-0. RBI ground out by Xander McAfee in the first, but the Sooners have scored 6 unanswered. Xander Mercurius deals a fastball, a little bit low and away. Got this situation this time of the day where the shadows are about midway between the mound and the plate. We see the day for Knott, 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. Pulled to first, fair, and scooped up by Dayton LaChance. He'll trot to the bag for the first out in the 9th inning. We will We'll see a pinch hitter here. Clark Springs, junior catcher from Southlake, Texas, came in from Weatherford College. Swings at the first pitch, and Mercurius has it. And that's 2 down. So the Mavs are down to their final out. Oklahoma set to host Texas A&M. 6:30 first pitch on Friday night. The Aggies' first trip to Norman since 2011. And the first pitch is in there to Jackson Hill. He's been on base twice today. Walked in the second, hit by a pitch in the 7th. So Oklahoma got 2 runs in the bottom of the 4th inning to take the lead. A couple of 2-out hits by Brock and Camden Johnson. As the 0-1 is upstairs, and then the Sooners really opened it up. 2-run double by Brendan Brock in the bottom of the 6th inning. And Dayton LaChance followed with an RBI single. That's where we sit, 6-1 Oklahoma. There's the 1-1. 1-2 now. Mavs down to their final strike. They'll be on the road at UTSA this weekend. Still 3 non-conference weekends before UTA jumps into Conference USA play. And Xander Mercurius to the plate. Got him looking. 13 strikeouts for the Oklahoma pitching staff today. The Sooners get plenty of offense. They take the lead in the bottom of the 4th and improve to 15-2 on the season. Xander Mercurius closes a 6-1 Oklahoma win. I'm Chad McKee from Kemry Family Stadium in Norman. The final is 6-1. Oklahoma beats UTA. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN and the SEC.